So whether it's your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, even your adult child, nobody has the right to come into your life and dictate to you where your money can go or what happens to your material assets. Welcome to this episode of Health Reversion, where we're going to concentrate on financial forms of domestic violence. So a quick recap on what domestic violence is. It is the desire of an individual to gain or maintain power and control over another individual within a family unit or an intimate partner. Financial abuse is sometimes called economic abuse. It involves someone using money or material assets to somehow control you or increase the power within the relationship, which ultimately create power imbalances. So one person is at the mercy of the other, which isn't really what a relationship is about. A person may use a range of tactics to undermine the economic abilities, economic earning power, economic power in general of the other person, and we'll go through what some of these are. For example, your partner might say to you, "Oh, no, you don't need to go and get a job, just you're fine at home." But you may want to get a job, you may want to go out and pursue your interests, pursue your passions in the form of a career. Fair enough, some people don't and they'd love to stay home, and if that's acceptable in the relationship and that's consented to, wonderful. But if a person is telling you, no, you cannot go out and get a job, no, you cannot go and earn money, then they are creating an power imbalance within that relationship. Another example is to force you to get loans or make you sign papers that lock you into contracts or lock you into certain repayments that you're not comfortable with. And a really common form of financial abuse is when somebody comes to live with you and they might initially contribute to things or say that they're going to do certain chores or pay certain bills, but over a short period of time you start to notice that those promises, those suggestions that they made don't come to fruition, and what you effectively have is a parasite that's moved in and just leeches off you, just extracts from you. In other words, they refuse to get a job and they feel entitled to your money and to your assets because maybe you're privileged or maybe you had a wealthy family or whatever reasoning they'll give you. It'll be good reasoning, but at the end of the day, it is a form of economic abuse. So whether it's your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, even your adult child, nobody has the right to come into your life and dictate to you where your money can go or what happens to your material assets. Financial abuse can sometimes start in small, subtle ways where you don't realize it's happening. For example, let's say that you are in a relationship and you're the one with the stable income. So the other intimate partner suggests to you, "Oh, you know, you've got the stable income, you're earning the good money. How about we put the bills and the direct debits that come out each month or whatever period it is, we'll put that in your name because, well, ultimately you're the one bringing in most of the money. I'll still contribute, I'll still give you half and whatever it is." And they convince you that that's a really good idea, and it probably seems like a good idea at the time. However, as time goes by, perhaps they start reducing the amount that they contribute, perhaps they just outright stop contributing, and you're left with all of these bills, these direct debits that keep coming out of your accounts, and you're wholly responsible for that. And that can place a lot of pressure on you and then change the dynamic of the relationship. You'll start to resent that person, you'll start to see that person differently, all because they wanted you in the initial parts to take on all of those financial burdens. Now, are there plenty of relationships out there where consenting adults come together and one may want to study and so the other one takes on the financial responsibility for a while? Absolutely. Are there couples out there that plan to have children and say, "Listen, I need your help for a set period of time, maybe a year, 2 years, so I can really spend time with our child"? Sure, no problem. But if someone's coming in and dictating to you, "Oh, you've got the money, oh, you need to do this," that's economic abuse. If this can leave one party feeling trapped, helpless, lacking autonomy, and just feeling generally like lost, and maybe even thinking that they need to stay in this relationship in order to survive. Please remember that any form of domestic violence is simply a projection from the other person onto you. It's a projection of insecurities, it's a projection of fears. So their desire to hurt or control you is really just their own inability to manage their emotions, manage their life, and they just exert it onto somebody else, project it onto somebody else. If you or someone you know is experiencing financial abuse, it's really important to reach out for help, and that can be done online, through a financial counsellor, possibly even involving the authorities. If you've got statements, if you've got proof, if you've got some sort of evidence that shows the financial abuse that is happening. The other thing that you can do is be really honest with your banking institutions and creditors and tell them the situation that you're in, and you can even state that you are experiencing domestic violence and that you need some reprieve for a certain amount of time to get things in order, or you need just a break from the repayments. Thank you for watching this episode of Health Reversion. Keep a lookout for the upcoming episodes on other forms of domestic violence, such as emotional and psychological. In the meantime, I ask that you keep well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.